One thing I do want to note is in the state of Illinois. So you will find that in your NGE recordings and your Spark campaign recordings. There will be calls in the state of Illinois. The no chargeback, which you can tell again, it's a no chargeback team because it's team letters, and then there'll be SNCB after that. That stands for Spark No Chargeback. There is no Illinois in those, so you don't have to listen for that in the no chargeback. So in Illinois only, which will only be in the Spark and the NGE, the the agent cannot be on the TPV portion of the call. And that's something that has been missed. So maybe I didn't go through that enough last time we trained on it. So when you listen to recording in Illinois, if you hear them connecting to the TPV agent, and you hear them give their rep ID number and the locator number, once the customer and the TPV agent are connected, the agent must drop their side of the call. So if you get a recording and you're hearing the TPV go through, I need to know that that would be a complaint as yes, and then in the note, just put in TPV portion on recording to let me know.
Okay. So just to be safe, there shouldn't be any TPV on the recordings, right?
No, you might get the first minute of it because they most recordings should drop right when the customer when they're calling in on the TPV. But it is allowed, when the agent goes, okay, I'm connecting you now, the agent will call the TPV in, which they must do. They must speak to the TPV agent to give them the confirmation number or the locator number that they need with the customer's information. And then the agent will tell the TPV agent to bring the customer up on the call. So the TPV agent can do what they do. If you remember listening to the team when you had to listen to the TPV portions to make sure, the calls were not spliced or anything like that. So at that point, once the customer is on the call, that's when it should end.
Okay.
So if you're listening to a call and they're done with the enrollment and they say, okay, I'm connecting you now, if you see there's 30 seconds left on the call, it's fine. But if you see there's several minutes left on the call, go and continue listening. And once you go and determine that once that TPV agent starts asking a question over to the customer, that call has to be end. So if you've got several minutes left on that call, just kind of click into it in the forward part. And if you hear any of that T on the TPV, let me know.
Okay.
You do not need to listen to the full TPV. All you have to do is hear 10 seconds of it, that the question that the TPV agent is asking the customer questions, and the customer is giving an answer. All we need to do is hear 10 seconds of that, and you got them. All right? So that will fail. And when I train these companies, I train them that They cannot be on the call on the TPV in the state of Illinois. And and then at that point, if they're recording my training, I tell them to stop recording. And once they stop it, I then tell them, look, I know some of your agents, you all want to be on the call and mute your microphones so you can make sure it goes through. And I tell them you cannot do that. But if for any reason you want to do something like that, make sure it's not on the recording.
Okay.
So if they're that foolish that they keep it on the recording, it's like, that's pretty dumb, and I don't want them. So um, just keep an ear out for that in the state of Illinois only.
Okay.
And remember, that's just going to be in the Spark campaign and the NGE campaign only. There is no Illinois in the Spark no chargeback or the SNCB that you'll see there by their office letters. Do you guys have any questions?
I think we're good for now. Um, we've been seeing some regularities with some charges on the SNCB folders, but I think it's because they are new on that campaign, right?
You are seeing somewhat,
Irregularities like,
such as,
for example, wrong rates in some cases, or what we believe are wrong rates, because we have some rate boards.
yeah,
We have rate boards.
yeah. I understand that with the rates. And by the way, that's not a reason of a complaint. A complaint, but yeah, keep letting me know that with the wrong rate, because I know that's the confusing part of the Spark with no chargeback, or Spark really altogether, because the rate is different per the utility. So really, that's just a coaching opportunity onto the team. Um, but that definitely will happen, and it happens with everybody. I mean, I know that even a couple of your reviews, what makes it difficult is sometimes you're not 100% sure what the utility is out there. Like in Ohio, sometimes you don't know if it's Duke, and sometimes you don't know if it's AEP. You have to do some further work when you listen to figure out, one, what state it is, two, what utility company it is, because I know most of the agents don't say grab a copy of your Duke bill, they'll say grab a copy of your electric bill. And you can figure it out by, on that pricing Excel sheet you have, how many numbers they ask for. Like some utilities, they need 10 account, they need the account number of 10 digits. Another one has 12 digits, another one has 20 digits. But there's still a couple of them that have still the account number and need 10 digits. And sometimes, like on some of your reviews, you had put no ETF mentioned. And then when I look up to see because I get a report and it tells me what the utility is, and then when I look up the utility, that there wasn't a ETF. So it's nothing to beat anybody up on, but that does happen. So keep letting me know with the wrong rates, and then I have to go and verify them to make sure that that is correct, and then I will get with the team. But especially with the new company, as you said, just let me know that, because everyone has a learning curve. So
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If
Uh,
you have a new team and they're doing something really wrong, like not giving any of it right, then send me an email and let me know that.
okay.
You know, if you've got if you got a team that you're finding out, you're checking in NGE of Illinois with that weird script. If you got one where you're looking at a team and you've got a couple calls where they're asking for the customer's information first and all that, then let me know that. Because what happens is every Sunday I pull a report that has copies of every one of your submissions. And then I filter it through per team. And then I filter it through on whether there's going to be a complaint, if they didn't give their rep ID. So I'll filter all them through and I'll see everything that you've done for every team. But I do that once a week. So if you're finding something out, like a Monday or a Tuesday, I'm not going to see it for 5 days and they're going to keep doing that same mistake. So if something is sticking out with you that you feel, Lou's got to get with this team and fix them, then send me an email on the Discord. It'd be much appreciated.
Okay. Thank you. We'll take that in consideration. Um, one of my agents had a question about the SNCB rates. Apparently, the sheet said that those rates were started at, I believe it's January 12th, and we have some calls from 11 and 10, and we're not sure if we use
They're working already with the new rates.
with the new
We
rates.
don't know if that's okay or we should send that as a complaint.
Um, are you saying that the new rates were on January 11th and you're listening to calls prior and
Yeah,
that
for
it'd be
January 12th.
helpful if you had the old rate also?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have a rate we have a rate sheet that we've been using since December, but that wasn't the SNCB. That was just a normal one.
When we had the first call, like I don't know, at the beginning of the month, they gave us a rate
Yeah,
from
go with the old rate because actually the no chargeback started on December 20th.
Okay.
So they had 2 weeks where they were using the same rate sheet as it showed with Spark. I believe it was a PDF. And then on December 10th, then they had the new rate sheet. Um, I take that back. The old rate sheet was the Excel format where it had the tabs for each state. So you should have that. You can use that for all the Spark no chargeback dated prior to December through January 10th.
Okay.
And then the new one in the 11th is the Excel sheet, but it doesn't have any tabs. It just has the 5 states on it. Okay. Thank you so much for bringing that up. That was an excellent question.
Okay. Don't worry.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you all that it's just a matter of maybe seeing the recording length, the length of the recording. If you see the person going to the TPV with the client, and then you see that it takes like 3 minutes after they introduce the client to the TPV agent, you know for sure that recording has is failed because they already have all of the questions in the recording. So they cannot do that. So it shouldn't take you long to figure that out. I think that's the most important part, and you can verify, as Mr. Luis stated, seeing if the actual question of the TPV is in the recording. You know right away that that's a fail, just in case.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, again, thank you for everything. Everyone's is doing a great job. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mr. Luis.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Chao, Mr. Luis. Hasta luego. Chao.
Nos vemos.
Cuídense. Díganle a